Hi, welcome to the Try This at Home podcast, where we drink and review teas, or we eat a tea recipe every week and review them for you. I'm one of your hosts, Mark.
And I'm Katie. It sounds like the tea kettle is whistling, so let's go ahead and get started. Hello, guys. This is the third tea we've reviewed today.
And we will tell you why later.
Yes, we will explain at the end of the episode why we're reviewing insane amounts of tea at once.
So, welcome to the Waterlogged Tea Show.
Yeah, we feel kind of full of tea at the moment. But, anyway, the tea for today is Hot Cinnamon Spice from Ohio Tea Company. We visited Ohio Tea Company earlier this week, and we asked them, what is your most popular tea? And they said, hot cinnamon. And so we purchased some to review it all for you all, even though I personally don't actually like cinnamon. So listen to Mark's opinion on this.
Fortunately, I like cinnamon.
Mark likes cinnamon a lot. It smells like Red Hots in here. I'm not even close to the tea, and it already smells like Red Hots. But Mark literally just eats Red Hots straight out of the bag. So if you like cinnamon, listen to his opinion on this one. And if you don't like cinnamon, why would you be considering buying this in the first place? The only reason would be if you wanted to review the most popular tea from Ohio Tea Company. But anyways, Ohio Tea Company is an adorable local tea store, and you can also buy tea from them online, which is cool.
Yeah.
And they were super helpful, and
yeah.
I really enjoy visiting it. It was a little more fun before COVID, because then you could smell all the teas. But still an excellent place. You can look at the wall of teas and see all their ingredients.
And they were very helpful, and we learned a lot in 15 minutes.
Yes. It made us feel like we know nothing about tea, which is not inaccurate.
It's just breaking out of what we are used to,
right,
to some extent. So
anyways, it was a great time. And on to the actual tea. So, price for this tea is $4 an ounce. So at 4 ounces, you get 20% off, so that'll put you at $12.80. At 8 ounces, you get 35% off, and that'll put you at $20.80. And at 16 ounces, you get 45% off, so that puts you at $35.20. So if you like this tea, I guess I would recommend buying it in large amounts, because you will save almost 50%. The description: This blend brews very sweet, even though no sugar is added. A cinnamon lover's dream come true. A combination of hearty Chinese and Indian black tea and invigorating cinnamon. Many cinnamon teas have a watery aftertaste due to the use of low-grade teas. The black tea here has the stamina to last through the whole tasting process. I will not even be able to tell you if this is less watery than normal cinnamon teas, because I have avoided cinnamon tea my whole life.
I do have a few cinnamon teas that I do drink. The thing is, they're like orange and cinnamon spice rooibos teas. So I've not had a cinnamon black tea.
All right. So this will be an experience for both of us. The ingredients are blend of black tea, 3 types of cinnamon.
Wow.
Orange peel and cloves with both natural and artificial flavor.
So it sounds like maybe it's the same idea as the teas I drink, only with more cinnamon.
It sounds like instead of being an orange and cinnamon spice, it's a cinnamon with a hint of orange. But let's look at this tea. No, Mark, tell us about the brewing first.
Oh, yes, brewing. So the internet said 5 minutes. The bag says 4 to 5 minutes.
So we did 5.
We did 5. I think that's probably a safe bet, unless you want to rebrew, in which case, or you like weak tea. But hey, I think 5 minutes is probably a safe bet. So it's 1 teaspoon at 212 degrees, so boiling, for 4 to 5 minutes. So it's very straightforward. I opened this up. I'm like, oh, it smells like Red Hots. And it's been brewing and sitting for a little bit, and the room smells like Red Hots. So
And it's not a small room. We're in our living room.
right. So it's a strong cinnamon smelling tea, for sure. Now let's do actual smelling of the tea.
Well, first let's look at the color.
Oh yeah, we can look. It's brown.
Yeah, it's not a reddish brown. It's leaning more towards the greenish brown. I mean, it's not the
really
prettiest thing ever, but
You don't really drink tea to look at it.
I don't know why we keep telling you the color, because I don't think anyone cares unless it's a fun color. But it smells literally like Red Hots. Like, my nose felt like it was burning when I put it over it.
How do you...
How do
Yeah,
I...
it's just... It does just smell like Red Hots. I'm not sure.
I'm honestly not looking forward to trying this, but I'm doing it for the good of you all. And don't take this as an anti-recommendation from me, because I just don't like cinnamon.
Right.
It is very sweet.
Okay.
It's not so bad that I'm not going to drink any more of it.
Yeah, it is definitely mostly a cinnamon flavor, and whoa, that cinnamon flavor goes all the way down.
Very cinnamony. Pretty sweet, though.
Oh, it is very sweet. I like it. No sugar is added?
No sugar is added. That is what
Wow,
the internet said.
That is amazingly sweet. Where did all the sweetness come from?
I mean, black tea can be a little bit sweet. Cinnamon
Not
on
that
its
sweet.
own is not really sweet,
No.
though. I don't know. Maybe there's some sweetness in the artificial flavor.
Maybe?
Are cloves sweet at all?
I guess they are a little bit, but not that sweet. It's a really good tea. I like it.
It tastes like a dessert.
It does.
Not like a baked good dessert, because that would be like not this cinnamony,
Right, like...
but definitely like it feels like it should be unhealthy, but in reality
Right.
it's not. It's just tea.
I'm sure there's a zillion health claims for this if we went to the right website, but Ohio Tea Store is not into that life, so we're good.
It's actually I almost kind of like it despite my dislike of cinnamon.
Oh, that's
So
impressive.
take that as a relatively high recommendation from me.
I really do like this tea. It's definitely a lot different than most teas I've had. Its base is the cinnamon, but it's got the black tea in order to keep it from feeling watery.
I mean, yeah, without the black tea, it might feel like you were drinking cinnamon water, which sounds not good.
It isn't.
Have you tried this?
Well, some of the baked goods we make, we've not made them for a long time, but you would just like boil cinnamon sticks.
Ah, okay.
And there was a point in time when I would had to try all of the ingredients. So I'd have a spoonful of cinnamon water occasionally.
Okay, well, we literally have someone here who has tasted cinnamon water and can confirm that this is not bad at all.
It's very sweet. It's really good. I like this.
All right, we ready to move on to the rebrew?
Yep.
So this has been rebrewing for 8 minutes and almost 9 minutes. 8 minutes and 50 seconds. It's kind
It's
of
less
a golden color.
Yeah. It's a lot less brown for sure.
Yeah. Still smells like Red Hots. That's definitely still there. It hits me whenever I go to take a sip of it. I think it's just...
Oh, that's a lot hotter than the other cup. Why did that?
I
guess
think...
our other cup sat a lot longer.
Yeah.
That's a lot more.
It's lost a bit of the sweetness. It's still got
lost...
a lot of the cinnamon. And obviously it's lost a little bit of the black.
Are you sure it's lost? It still has the cinnamon?
I thought it did.
Feel like it's lost most everything a lot. It's a lot milder for sure.
I'll probably finish drinking this mug, and Mark will probably finish drinking the other mug. It's not bad though.
Right.
Like it's less of all the flavors, but it's still a tea. It's not nastiness like some of them are when you rebrew.
Yeah. So it's a drinkable rebrew, but it's an entirely different type of tea, kind of thing.
It's a lot less strong.
Right.
So, I guess I give this one a decent score on rebrew.
Okay.
Rebrew.
Just keep in mind it's entirely different.
It's not entirely different. It's just a lot more mild. That's not the same thing.
The balance did change a lot.
Okay. You didn't agree with my interpretation of how the balance changed, so how do you think it changed?
I think we lost a lot of cinnamon, mostly.
Okay.
So the cinnamon is more of a side flavor.
I will bow to your opinion on this since you're the one who likes cinnamon.
Right. I assume that you are tasting more of the cinnamon since you're not used to it. But I don't know.
Anyways, pros and cons, Mark.
I'm not sure if this is a pro or a con. For me, it's a pro. But I can imagine for some people, it's a con. It really does hit you over the head with the cinnamon.
But I feel like most people like cinnamon. I think I'm in the minority of
this
people
is
who
true.
dislike cinnamon.
But do you necessarily drink your tea to be hit over the head with a flavor?
It depends. This would probably be a good tea to throw in your travel mug and take out and about with you.
Oh yeah, it would be excellent.
You don't have to sit down to appreciate the subtlety of the flavor because it's
not
really subtle.
It is not subtle. It's a very strong tea. It's Red Hots. It's a little less spicy than Red Hots, but it is Red Hots.
Maybe Red Hots in the context of a sugar cookie.
There we go. That's probably.
So you have the sweetness to offset the spiciness.
Yes.
It does contain caffeine.
So take that as you will.
It is rebrewable, so that's a pro.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I can't have an opinion on this one. But even as a person who doesn't like cinnamon, I would consider drinking this tea again. And Mark is a person who enjoys cinnamon. Will probably drink the whole ounce we got relatively quickly.
I think it's more of one, for me, it's more of one for a change. I prefer rooibos kind of thing, but...
They do have a cinnamon rooibos, though,
Ooh.
that we could maybe try out in the future.
That would be good.
But overall, I think that's it on this tea. But we do have things to tell you about. First off, if you want to like, comment, follow,
subscribe, whatever,
give us internet points, feel free to do so. We also have a new section on our website.
Yes.
That will be interesting. We've been collecting academic articles pertaining to tea, and we are
summarizing them
for you. So, Mark, give us a really brief synopsis of the one that you wrote up that we're going to post soon here.
So
or might be posted by the time this podcast is up.
I assume it will be posted by the time this podcast is up. So, apparently, there's this type of tea that is really hard to grade. I assume that it's true for most types of teas. So, there's different levels of how good this tea is, and a lot of the methods we use are destructive, so you have to make tea or burn the leaves. And so the authors of this paper determined that they could use a visual method of doing it. So they use computer vision to analyze and group the tea leaves to determine the quality of the tea.
So if you're into computer vision and tea, should be right up your alley.
Right, and we have other ones coming up, but that's the first one we have right now.
And then other thing, we reviewed Ohio Tea Company this week because we wanted to introduce you to them because we purchased their winter variety pack.
Right.
Which contains 12 kinds of tea. And we're planning on releasing them on 12 consecutive days.
Yep.
And that'll be coming up here in December.
We're planning on doing it before Christmas so that you can listen as you're driving to Christmas if you're doing that, or driving back, and also out of respect for the people who get sick of Christmas really quickly. We're trying to release it in a time when you probably kind of want a little bit of Christmas.
Yep. So that will be coming up within the month, I guess. I don't know what today's date is. But within the month or shortly after the month, you will have 12 days in a row of us talking about 12 winter teas. And
Yay!
If you get sick of our voices, then you don't have to listen. But
right.
If you want to, then you can.
Yeah.
So I think that
thing
is...
about podcasts. You can listen whenever you want.
This is true. I think that's about it for today.
All right.
For once in my life, I'm going to be glad to be done drinking tea. Because we have drank so much today. But I hope you all have a great day, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Waterlogged Tea Show.
Indeed.